The train rattled through the high mountain passes, its rhythmic clatter echoing through the vast silence of the Tibetan plateau. Each turn of the wheel seemed to carry me further from the familiar, deeper into a land of myth and mystery. I was bound for Lhasa, Tibet, with nothing but a sturdy backpack, a well-worn notebook, and $500 tucked away for the journey. My heart pounded with anticipation, knowing that every possession I carried had to count. The landscape outside the window was a living dream, endless blues and earthy browns, with prayer flags fluttering bravely against the deep, endless sky. The air itself seemed charged with possibility, as if every gust of wind whispered secrets of the mountains. My small budget was more than just a limitation. It was a promise to myself to live simply, to experience Tibet not as a passing tourist, but as a temporary resident, immersing in the daily rhythm of local life. Arriving in Lhasa felt like stepping into another century. The air was thick with the scent of juniper incense, laughter echoed from hidden courtyards, and the city pulsed with a timeless energy that made every moment feel significant. I left the busy tourist streets behind, drawn into the old Tibetan quarter, where ancient buildings leaned together as if sharing secrets. Here, life unfolded in quiet rituals, prayers murmured at dawn, tea shared among neighbors, and the slow, steady heartbeat of tradition. My $500 became more than just currency. It was a key, unlocking doors to a world far removed from the polished veneer shown to most visitors. Every transaction was a lesson in humility and trust. Every corner I turned revealed a new piece of the puzzle. The smiles from strangers, warm and genuine, offered a glimmer of welcome and reminded me that connection transcends language and culture. I knew the journey ahead would test my ability to adapt, to see beyond the obvious, and to embrace the unknown with courage and curiosity. With a stretched budget, an open heart, and a pocket full of dreams, I was ready to welcome the unexpected in the ancient, winding streets of Lhasa, eager to discover what stories awaited me around each corner. Living on a tight budget in Tibet meant embracing mindfulness and resourcefulness. Every decision, from what to eat to where to sleep, became an opportunity to practice gratitude and creativity. I quickly learned that stretching $500 wasn't just about cutting costs. It was about shifting my mindset and truly immersing myself in the local way of life. I found a family-run guest house near the Barkho circuit, simple, affordable, and full of warmth. The rooms were basic, but the hospitality was genuine, and every evening felt like coming home, even though I was far from my own. Mornings began with butter tea shared with Tsering, the owner, a gesture richer than any luxury. The ritual of sipping tea together created a sense of belonging and started each day with a feeling of comfort and connection. I ate like a local, thukpa in steamy noodle shops, savoring every bite as if it were a feast, and learning to appreciate the flavors that define Tibetan cuisine. Tsampa mixed with butter tea for breakfast became my daily staple, a humble meal that fueled my adventures and reminded me of the beauty in simplicity. Walking became my main mode of transport, revealing hidden monasteries and artisan workshops. Each step uncovered new sights, sounds, and stories that I would have missed in a taxi. For longer trips, I squeezed onto crowded buses, sharing space with monks and farmers. These journeys were noisy, lively, and full of unexpected conversations that taught me more than any guidebook could. I tracked every expense in a small notebook, not to restrict, but to appreciate. Watching my spending helped me notice the value in every transaction and made each purchase feel intentional. Each yuan spent was a lesson in awareness and gratitude. I realized that money, when used thoughtfully, could open doors to experiences far richer than material things. My limited funds forced me to connect, ask for help, and find joy in simple moments. I learned to rely on the kindness of strangers, and in return, I offered my own stories and friendship. I learned that the richest experiences cost little, but require openness and humility. The most meaningful memories were born from shared meals, laughter, and genuine human connection. In Tibet, scarcity became abundance through human connection. $500 lasted not just because I spent carefully, but because I discovered the true wealth of community and kindness. The soul of Tibet lives in its quiet rituals and daily rhythms, not in guidebook landmarks. I joined pilgrims walking the Barkho circuit, always clockwise, enveloped in incense and mantras. Smiles from elderly women and shared moments made me feel briefly part of their world. I was invited to a family celebration, a child's first haircut, where hospitality needed no translation. Conversations revealed the meaning of sky burials and the sacred role of vultures, connecting life and nature. These traditions weren't museum pieces, but living threads of community and faith. I saw culture in prayer flags, in mothers braiding hair, in courtyard games. By slowing down, I glimpsed the tapestry of resilience and spirit that most visitors miss. The true Tibet revealed itself in the smallest, most human acts. To truly know Tibet, you must taste it, not just with your mouth, but with all your senses. The flavors here are as bold and unique as the landscape itself, each dish telling a story of tradition and resilience. I discovered the best momo, plump yak meat dumplings, in a tiny tucked-away kitchen near Sera Monastery. Each bite was a revelation, bursting with savory juices and the warmth of home-cooked care, making me feel instantly connected to the people and their heritage. Family-run eateries quickly became my favorites. Every meal was more than just food. It was a lesson in Tibetan hospitality, where strangers are welcomed like old friends and every table feels like a family gathering. One afternoon, I stumbled upon a vibrant local festival honoring a mountain deity. The air was alive with music, laughter, and the swirl of colorful dresses as locals danced in a golden barley field, sharing picnics and stories under the open sky. Invited by a generous family, we laughed and ate together, communicating through smiles, gestures, and the universal language of good food. In those moments, I felt a sense of belonging that words alone couldn't express. My friend Lobsang led me to ancient meditation caves, their walls darkened by centuries of candle soot. In the silence, I could almost hear the whispered prayers and feel the devotion that had shaped these sacred spaces. These moments, savoring spiced momo, listening to festival music, and sitting in the stillness of a cave, became the true treasures of my journey, far more valuable than any souvenir. Experiences like these couldn't be planned or bought. They were spontaneous gifts of kindness and genuine connection, offered freely by the people I met along the way. By stepping off the well-trodden tourist path, I discovered a vibrant, authentic Tibet, one that thrives in its quiet villages, bustling kitchens, and heartfelt celebrations. The real magic of Tibet revealed itself in its flavors, its joyful festivals, and the quiet spirituality that lingers in every shared meal and silent moment. Tibet's greatest beauty is its people, their quiet strength and resilience. I saw it in an elderly woman's devotion at Jokhang Temple, her faith a living force. Lost in Shigatse's alleys, an old man offered me tea and silent kindness, asking nothing in return. Lobsang, a young artist, shared his dreams and thangka paintings, balancing tradition and change with hope. His art was an act of cultural preservation, his optimism infectious. The Tibetan word sem, heart, mind, spirit, captures their essence. Their resilience is born from hardship, yet their warmth radiates compassion. They find joy in small things and offer kindness to strangers. This unseen strength is Tibet's true peak. In their presence, I learned what it means to be human. As the weeks passed, I became more than just a visitor. I slowly became part of a close-knit community. Tsering, my warm guest house host, treated me like family, her children's laughter echoing and filling the courtyard with joy. Shopkeepers saved creamy yogurt for me, and neighbors greeted me by name each morning. The loneliness of solo travel faded away, replaced by a deep sense of belonging. My favorite memory, stargazing on the rooftop with Tsering's family, learning about Tibetan constellations, feeling utterly at peace under the vast sky. Community, I learned, is built on shared presence, trust, and countless small acts of kindness. In Tibet, I was welcomed not for who I was, but simply because I was there, present among them. They wove me into their lives, giving me the rare and beautiful gift of true belonging. Leaving Tibet was harder than arriving. The train out felt like leaving a piece of myself behind. My money was gone, but my heart was full of memories and friendships. The journey's value wasn't in what I saw, but in what I felt. Shared tea, chanted mantras, silent smiles. Slow travel gave me time to connect, to listen, to find beauty in the ordinary. I urge travelers, put down the guidebook, get lost, eat local, open your heart. The world is friendlier than we think, and true travel is about connection, not just sights. A part of me will always walk Lhasa's streets. A part of Tibet will always be with me. The richest journeys are measured in connection, curiosity, and compassion.